You came 1,000 miles to visit a Target? I'm trying to figure out what is magnificent on the Magnificent Mile about Target. I mean, it's like disgusting. And every week on my radio program, I tell the CEO of Target, would you please call Maria Pappas? Because I don't want you in Water Tower. You are like an embarrassment to me to be in Water Tower.
Some of the comments made by Maria Pappas, county treasurer, on this very radio program on Friday. Maria.
I'm here.
Wow, did you start something? I mean, my God.
You know what? It's about time somebody started something in this town. Everybody's so politically correct that nobody can say what they think. Do you know how many people are calling me and saying, I'm so glad you said it. I could never say it. I'm afraid to talk like that. Really?
So have you heard the reaction, though? A lot of people not on your side either. They're like, wait a minute. There are a lot of vacancies there.
You know what? Look, the people who say that I'm wrong, I welcome that. I welcome a healthy discussion. But sitting and doing nothing is a detriment to this city. So let me just tell you again where I stand on this. Mm-hmm. This Mag Mile, the Magnificent Mile, is one of the greatest shopping destinations in the whole world. It is one of the greatest shopping destinations in the whole world. When people tell you, I'm going to Chicago, they're going to the Magnificent Mile, and everybody talks about Water Tower. Now, it's no small secret that Brookfield owns Water Tower Place. You can't, as the landlord, just say, because we've been through this huge pandemic, that I'm going to take anybody who will come in. And I've talked, Anna, I've spent a whole lot of time. I mean, everyone's calling me. Every real estate broker in town's calling me. You know what they're telling me? Hey, Pappas, be a little nicer to Brookfield. Nobody wants to go in there. Really? Nobody wants to go into Water Tower? And now they're telling me that 30% of Michigan Avenue is unleased and nobody wants those spaces? So let's take this forward. What is it about what's going on in this town with all these blue flashing lights, okay? Everybody on a Citizen app is getting an alert every 5 minutes about who got carjacked, who got assaulted, who got their phone stolen. Even the dog walker was paintballed on Chicago and Michigan Avenue. Everybody's talking about that. What is it about us that we've created this fear that retailers don't even want to come to Michigan Avenue, let alone people come to shop there? And this is my point. We need to think about trying to repurpose and make Michigan Avenue that Magnificent Mile again. Because right now, every other store or every third store is for lease. So, are you going to create a new song? Chicago, my kind of town. What's the new song in town? For lease? Think about it.
Hope not. No, and I have thought about it, and I think we should continue to think about it, because the important point that you are raising is that the future of the Mag Mile is important for us. It is our image to the world of our city. Take it like it or not, that is one of the things that everyone sees.
Harder.
I get that, but I think wouldn't Brookfield say to you, you can't tell them what tenant to put there, and isn't a Target good enough? I mean, we've had Filene's Basement on Michigan Avenue. We have the Cheesecake Factory. We've got so many other brands that aren't exactly high-end luxury. And then we're in this environment now where we're coming back from a pandemic. Isn't a Target good enough?
No, this isn't about either a Target or an empty space. That's not the way this argument needs to be framed. The argument is a choice for Brookfield to be pushed to find a great retailer that will add a draw to Michigan Avenue. You just came here from another foreign country. You came here from West Virginia, Florida, California, Mississippi, Arkansas. You are on your way to Michigan Avenue, and you get to the corner of Michigan and Pearson. Target? Really? What are you going to go home and say? I came to the Magnificent Mile, and guess what? I went to Target and bought some celery and carrots. Really, Anna?
But don't you think? I am concerned about the future of that boulevard. And I think the re-envisioning, the reimagining, we need to get the best minds on that. We need to get the city and all its citizens
and we need to get the best
board.
minds. And let me tell you what else we need. All those police cars flashing blue lights, what kind of a signal do you think that sends to people? Flashing blue lights.
Yeah, to me, I don't like it. Some people say it makes them feel safer. To me, it makes me feel like, hey, I have to be really worried here because this tells me it's not safe.
It's the SW syndrome. It's the SW syndrome. You know what SW syndrome is? There's something wrong. There's something wrong.
But I mean, some people might say there's something wrong with trying to pick and choose what retailer could go there. I'm sure if Chanel were offering it to do a big blockbuster experiential store there, that they would probably take Chanel if they were offering big money. But maybe they're not. Maybe they're not.
Well, here's what I'm hearing. Okay, here's what I'm hearing. They're like, Pappas, it's over. So you can say what you want and you can do what you want. But fact of the matter is, what the commercial high-end real estate brokers in town are telling me is that nobody wants to move into Water Tower. That's what they're telling me. And that's a really sad day for the city. That is a really sad day for the city.
It is. And that may be why the Target lease seems like the best lease. And I think the people in the neighborhood are saying we want to go buy our goods there. It's going to be really convenient. They like the idea. Not everybody likes the idea, but they do. The alderman is not saying that it's a done deal. So he isn't. He was on our show.
When the alderman and Brookfield and Target don't answer anybody's calls and don't say anything, what do you think that means? If they weren't going to do it, they would come out and say, hey, I'm not doing it, right? But when you don't say anything, what does that mean?
I think he was on the show today. And to be fair to him, I think he was saying that until it's official, until they come to me, Brookfield does and says, yes, we're going to sign Target to this deal. It's a non-starter for him to then bring it to the community.
You know, Brian ought to return Pappas's phone calls, and her texts. Come on, Brian.
Well, you two need to sort it out. I think lots of conversations are going to happen moving forward. But look, we're facing, as you point out, vacancies. Are vacancies better than Target?
I don't think it's a vacancy or Target. I think it's pushing Brookfield to do better. I don't think that's the only alternative in the world. I can't believe that that's the only alternative in the world. But we'll see how this plays out. I think that they've kind of made a decision, and I think that they will announce it when they figure out, the details of how much they're taking and what they're taking and what they're getting and et cetera, and what the rent is. And, there have been statements made about, well, we've got to work with the city and the assessor and TIFs and so, somebody's talking to somebody about this. And nobody has said, hey, Pappas, we are not moving into Water Tower. Nobody has said that. So if nobody says that, what do you think that means? If I say to my kid, if I say to my grandchild, did you eat your applesauce? And he doesn't answer. Just a second, Anna. And he doesn't answer. Do you think he ate his applesauce?
I'm going to go with no on that one. I'm just also going with, I'm not all that offended by Target. I am concerned about the future of that boulevard, and I am concerned about us all deciding what it looks like.
In the future of State Street, the Great Street.
Yeah. Couple of texts here. Just want to read them to you that we've received from our listeners today. Nothing magnificent about Lego Store, Claire's Discount Jewelry, and Sunglass Hut either. 630 says Target in Wheaton, not my normal Target, is a beautifully redone store, very fashionable. Maybe they're changing who they appeal to. And then another one says, it's mentioned that Target is introducing a new concept of higher end line of their own products. It's not like they're opening on Oak Street or Rodeo Drive. 224, I agree with Mary.
Call me up. Listen, I keep asking the CEO of Target to call. He doesn't call. Isn't that interesting? Come call me up and let's have a conversation. Hey, what's the matter with you? You're getting paid a few $100,000, probably a few million a year. Pick up the phone and call me.
Well, I don't doubt that you'll get him on the phone at some point, because I know you, and you're very persistent, and you're outspoken, and unfiltered, as you are right now. And I just feel as if, there's a discussion that needs to be made. Let's move away from Target for a second, okay?
Yeah.
Are you willing to be part of a commission, the committee, to try to re-envision Michigan Avenue? Is that your real concern? Because some are saying, well, you live really by and you just don't want the Target there and all the traffic and that kind of thing. Are you more about the big picture?
Let me tell you something. This is about heartbreak for me and fear. Heartbreak, because I have watched this entire area since March be diminished and nearly go to ashes. That's one thing. Fear, because everybody's got this Citizen app and they're afraid to go out. So now you have a situation on Michigan Avenue where you can't get any retailers because people are afraid to come downtown and they're afraid to go out. Something needs to be done in this city. Okay, the alderman came on the show. Why doesn't he call me? Brian, something needs to be done about the fear factor. People are afraid. They are now shooting into windows on Lakeshore Drive. Do you really think people are going to come outside as freely as they used to? I know people who won't even go out in the evening to walk their dog. So this is a fear factor as well. And the city needs to get a hold of this crime which has created this fear factor, from the carjackings down to the burglaries, down to the smash and grabs, down to whatever else is going on. Okay? And it's not just a Chicago problem. Yes, it's a problem throughout the country. But you know what? We live here. The weather's about to break. Are we going to continually see in the situation now where the weather breaks that the fear factor still permeates? I don't think this has anything to do with COVID. I think this has to do with crime and fear. And when you tell me that the rest of Michigan Avenue is at a 30% unoccupied rate, there is a serious, serious issue about why people aren't coming. Why aren't retailers renting? And I don't believe that this is all online and all on. Yeah, great online stuff happening. Great online stuff. I got more people paying online than I do have coming into the office. But you know what? Shopping is a pastime. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
People just go to shop and they walk around and they window shop. Walk around Michigan Avenue.
Right. Well, we need more of that. We need people to feel safe. We need people to feel like they want to come